First tonight, with all the snow we saw over the winter months and now these sudden warm temperatures, rivers like the Mississippi are expected to flood over next week. KIMT News 3's Alec Lasham went to Wabasha this afternoon to see what the city is doing ahead of time.
River towns along the Mississippi River are preparing for flooding, and city officials in Wabasha say the river could spill over by this weekend.
The flooding is just kind of like a moderate nuisance every year. Otherwise, it's lovely to live here.
People in Wabasha are getting ready again for another season of springtime flooding. Where we're standing right now, will this be underwater?
Yes. Yes.
Darren Sheely is the fire chief in Wabasha and says the city is expecting water levels to rise to around 14 feet on Monday, which is considered moderate flooding by the National Weather Service.
Why, especially this year, is the National Weather Service expecting this flooding to not be just here, but Lake City and down the river?
I think a lot of it fell into how fast we got this warm weather. There's so much snow, being the third biggest snowfall in history in Minnesota this year, and then all of a sudden we get this super warm temperatures. We knew something was going to happen. We knew we were going to get high water, we just don't know how high.
Incoming flooding that brings up old memories for some who live in the town.
Worst year that I've seen for flooding was where it was so bad that you couldn't drive from the social services building over to Quick Trip because the water had gotten up so high. So, and that was just when I was a real little kid, but it was horrifying. It really was.
However, Sheely says the city is ready to close down campgrounds, restaurants, the boat launches, and potentially roads if needed. If water does seep into people's homes, then he says the fire department can help keep the worst of the river out of their houses.
We fill the basement 2 or 3 inches with clean water. And what that does is just prevent the dirty water from coming in, and then when the water crests and drops back down, it takes the water back out of the basement and it's clean.
He says a multi-tiered plan is possible because of the National Weather Service.
Them charts that the National Weather Service puts out on the river stages is perfect. It gives people a chance to know what's going to happen at this height and what's going to happen at this one, and yeah, gives us a chance to prep for it.
In Wabasha, Alec Lasham, KIMT News 3.
And Sheely says the water levels could be above what is expected next week if the temperatures stay warm and potential rain makes its way north.